Yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor.
I'm about to kick the floor. Let's do this. Don't ask me what I'm doing here. It's that time where we have to play around. Just chilling with Mr. Anonymous alone. He's just playing around the stuff just to update you on what is happening right now as things stands. We are rounding up the week. News roundup. Yes, we're just going through what we see on Twitter. Just a quick summary if you see some of the things that are trending on Twitter. Just to give you an update. Yeah. The first person who's trending number one is General Mkhwanazi. You know General Mkhwanazi from KZN. Some of you would know him from Ngizwe's case where he was testifying. Some of you currently have learned about him because of how ruthless he is to criminals. He's not taking any prisoners, but just making sure that the country is clean. So people are liking that, and they want him. Some of them want him to actually become a minister of police, minister of justice. That is the problem, though, because that means now he's not on the ground. He's going to be speaking politics and everything else. But as much as you don't want to believe me, please go check that one out. And
KZN alone accounted for 6,900 of those. So if we are not taking this serious, that we are facing this problem, we cannot fight these criminals negotiating with them. We have to be aggressive with them, bold when we arrest them, and we've been successful in doing that. And when they're incarcerated, there must be penalties harsh coming out of the courts, and they must be sent away for long. The unfortunate part is, I'm sure all of you watch TV. Correctional service is busy with raids these days. We take them off the street, they live soft life in prison. We have a problem in society. We have to do something about it.
Then we have Panyaza Lesufi. Panyaza Lesufi has just passed on the budget for Gauteng. And guess what? People who were behind him is MK and EFF. The people who did not vote for that budget to go through. Guess it. It's DA. DA. They are sitting on the other side of the bench just for once. They are, and as they did in KZN to MK. But yeah, this side, Panyaza is not taking any prisoners. Also, is making sure that everyone is included. He is talking the real government of national unit. That's what Panyaza is doing, and most people now are saying he might be actually axed in ANC. He might be actually pushed out, and some of them are saying actually he is a candidate, a good candidate to bring back the glory days of ANC. We don't know what you guys think, but we're just giving you the news as they are. The next one is Home Affairs. How can you talk about Home Affairs without talking about Chidimma or Chadma? I don't know. It's some person who got into Miss South Africa with no Venek or anything else. She is just running to be a contestant. He's part of those people who are there, and he wants to represent South Africa. Apparently, the mother is a South African, and some are saying that's a lie. Mother is from other countries that they say. But people have problems because there are no cultures of us, and more so people of no color, because one might say she speaks English. It's an official language, but we're talking about native people. Yeah. So that's where the problem is. She just it feels like someone who's a foreign has just come in and became wants to become a Miss South Africa and represent South Africans. Ladies are not having it. They are fighting as hard as they can. Then my opinion on this is very simple. I won't even take long. The problem with this kind of thinking, where we are only authenticated by the paper to become a citizen, no values, no nothing, just a paper allows you to be a South African citizen. This is where the problem is. I feel like if we allow such, then we might wake up one day, have a president who's from Kenya, if it's not happening already. And this is done on purpose, in my own opinion. It's something that is just making South Africans weaker and weaker, because how else can you undermine the people of that country by not, if you just bring a person who's coming from a different country and say he is the person who's standing for this country, that is you undermining that country, the people of that country, the confidence and everything. This is where the problem is. I love our brothers. I love them. But if we are going to speak Pan-Africanism, then we've got to speak it properly, because I doubt they would allow some Soshanguve Mtlalipule to go and represent Nigeria, even if the mother was from Nigeria. That is the problem. And they changed those rules of Nigeria. I don't know, those people who are from Nigeria, they can tell you, this is where the problem is. South Africans are saying, asifunda nto leyo, akusinto kumele ngabe yenzeka. In my opinion, I think they are within their rights to refuse such. Because not even one word for someone who was born and bred in Soweto. He cannot even speak one language. Which Soweto is this one? If it's not cooked, if it's not something that is really cooked. No offense. I know that once you speak like that, then you are branded only in South Africa as xenophobic. No, there's nothing xenophobic about this. It is the truth. We need to respect the countries as they are, as much as we go around. If I go to Maputo, I would respect Maputo and the culture there. I wouldn't want to go and represent Maputo if I do not qualify to be there. One might say that is xenophobic, but in my own opinion, it is something that needs to be observed and respected. If you respect other African people, I wouldn't want to be represented by someone who's not my surname, for example, if we were talking about my surname. It's a simple rule. Can we follow it? Can we, our brothers, respect that rule? Because people of no color, they use them sometimes to actually undermine us. It's something that we have to talk about. Something that we must put into perspective and understand each other when it comes to that. Do not allow these people to use you to undermine South Africans, or to undermine your brothers that you call brothers in the name of Pan-Africanism. If we were to talk about that, yes, it is something that we pride ourselves with. This is our country. We pride. I know many people will talk about, hey, why don't you chase these people of no color? Well, it's a situation that we tried, but we are here. Now we feel like you guys are coming in also. You are doing exactly what they did. Because we cannot chase them out, then we cannot chase you. It's something that we must talk about and try to build Africa that is united. You cannot go to your brother's house and mess it up and expect that brother to still call you a brother afterwards. That is Pan-Africanism. That is how I understand it. In a simple language. No politics, no nothing. If she respects South Africans, if they say we don't want to be represented by you, then leave. Just stop. Maybe not even leave. Just stop what you're doing, because you are doing it in the name of representing South Africans. But then a lot has been said about it. If you check on Twitter, it's happening there. People are talking. People are saying things. Now, just on another news, it's Santaco. Yes, Santaco, the taxi, what is it called? It's a I almost said it's a trade union of taxi. It's a taxi industry. I miss this word. Inyunyana amatekisi, basically. Yeah. If those who understand Zulu, they will understand what I'm trying to say. But what they have done, what is important about that Santaco, is that they have created a competitor of Bolt and Uber, which is Mzansi's Ride, Our Nation's Pride. That's their motto. Now, the question is, we know how taxi drivers are generally. We know how they are. We love them. They are our brothers. We love them. But we know that they drive anyhow and they are ready to fight most of the time. Now, imagine, that's what people are saying. Imagine, and you went into this app and requested, and then you find a driver who's not ready to deal with the customer in a right way, as they always do. There are a lot of problems that Uber drivers come across, more so on Friday, as it is Friday today, more so on Friday, more so on Saturday. They face a lot of problems that we see, some of them on TikTok, some of them they've learned to express themselves somewhere else, and we are able to come across those news. How about this one, though? The Santaco app that comes with a private transport, other than the one that we use, Bomageza, as they would say, call them, but I don't call them that. That's a name that is being used loosely outside there, and I think it's used in a joking way. We have seen a lot of them. They bath and ingezo intebalekile kubona. So the name is just used to provoke them, and I hope that it does not do any harm more than what I've just said. So now udriver weteksi uyakuthatha uyakuhambisa, and then uyafika lapho ushoda nge-R1. You know, that's what people are saying. What is going to happen? Are we going to have a serious fight over that R2, R5? Are we going to have a serious fight? You're going to take me back? You know, those are things that people have faced before. So now they are saying, are they going to be able to come and adhere to what we are seeing with these private companies, which is a good thing. It's a good thing to see Africans getting together and creating a business. But the question is the character of the drivers going to change, or is going to be different from the one that we see when you're in the rank and everything else? I mean, you have to. There are a lot of things that happens with that Uber. Sometimes they call you if you are late. Sometimes they wait for you. Are they going to be able to adhere to that? That's a question that will be left to you. So you guys tell me what you think. That's what the news are on about. And then I think that will be it for now. Let us wait. Well, before I leave you, someone is asking, what on earth has Zille been doing? What on earth has Zille been smoking, if you ask me? She just decided that, okay, I'm going to go to this certain area, which is public space, and I'm going to start spilling the beans. Something that has been said by people, and it was taunted as something of a gossip or something of, you know, it was not taken serious. But well, the problem right now is that we are focusing on Chidimma, which I think is a minor problem, which should be solved very quickly. I'm not saying it's not a problem that we shouldn't solve. We should solve it very quickly and then run and listen to Zille. Zille is talking about how the finances, the businesses have actually assisted them by, in my own opinion, saying interfering with the markets. If you do not agree with the left wing, the markets would go down. And in a case in particular is JZ. Does this then say that JZ was actually right all along? Other than what the banks actually have come out and say that actually we did manipulate the rand, and then, well, they got a slap on the wrist and it was okay, it's something to forget. Now the question is, now that Zille has said it with her own mouth, that no, man, the market are on our side. If you don't believe, if you don't follow, If you don't do what we tell you to do, the market can decide to go down.
The ANC does its polling and it knows that its trump card is Cyril Ramaphosa. If they lose Cyril Ramaphosa, they will go down, if they're lucky, to 25% or 20%. And so they've lost Jacob Zuma, etc. But the idea is to somehow bring Jacob Zuma back into the fold, and Jacob Zuma was very clever. He never resigned his ANC membership, but he's now been kicked out. So he's now out, and the EFF is now out, and the only risk that they would find is if the ANC plummeted and then went into a coalition with the EFF and the MK. But I think most people in the ANC understand what that would actually mean for South Africa's economy. One of the strongest things that we had in the negotiation, the strongest lever the DA had by far, was the value of the rand. Every time things were going well, the rand went up, 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 up. Every time things went badly, the rand plummeted. The bond market was exactly the same. It was extraordinary. I've tracked the value of the rand against the timeline of the negotiations, and it's an absolute correlation. Once, I think it was on the 11th of June, when we were supposed to have a negotiation, the ANC just didn't rock up. And we waited the whole day and they didn't come. So I just told a journalist, and they wrote about it in the newspaper the next day. The rand, right down. Now, I didn't do that to get the rand down. I do that to say to the ANC, don't mess us around, you know. Don't mess us around. If you say you're coming, we want to see you. And Tony Leon was so funny, he sat there with his book, and he marked every time anyone was late for anything on his book. So I'm sure he's going to write another book about these negotiations, and there you will see what time every single meeting started, and who was late, and how late they were. Tony was very funny about that.
Right? That's a problem of capitalism. Few people have power, and those people are people who are able to manipulate the whole system that can impact the whole nation. That's a problem. Something that we need to talk about. No one is giving it enough attention. Are we giving it enough attention? No. Something that we should start speaking about. You know, she talks about the government of national unity. Just saying, there is no such. Well, MK said it. And it was like, oh, they are bitter because they are not part of the government of... Yes. But Zille has just come out and said, this is a coalition. It's not... There's no GNU. President of ANC lied to their people. That's what basically Zille is saying. And the response, I don't think it's equivalent to what Zille has done when you look at what Mbaluda said. Please go and check that one out also. After you listened carefully to what Zille is saying. It's funny. It's very funny that someone would just go and say such things and nothing happens. Well, it's this country. Tell me what you think about this news. And this is me just playing around, by the way, just to give you something to talk about and something to say. Tell me what you think about it. It's a bye from me. And reminding you that random still exists. Thank you.